These are 19th century Americans. As you can see, they all look pretty similar. In fact, two of these people are related. The only difference is that these people live in the southern United States, and the others live north of the Mason-Dixon line. This difference will lead to the bloodshed of millions. Both parties deprecated war, but one of them would make war rather than let the nation survive, and the other would accept war rather than let it perish. And so the war comes. A nation now lies divided. Among the American Union of States, led by President Abraham Lincoln, a confederation of southern states aspires to secede from this union. To strengthen, perpetuate, and extend slavery is the object for which the insurgents would rend the Union even by war, while the government claims no right to do more than to restrict the territorial enlargement of it. The year is 1861. It is brother against brother, friend against friend, and both sides' blood runs red. When dead, their bodies cannot be told apart. Both read the same Bible and pray to the same God, and each invokes his aid against the other. It may seem strange that any men should dare to ask a just God's assistance in wringing their bread from the sweat of other men's faces, but let us judge not that we be not judged. The prayers of both could not be answered. That of neither has been answered fully. The Almighty has his own purposes. Both sides assume that victory will be trivial. Each looks for an easier triumph and a result less fundamental and astounding, but in the first few battles, a quick, decisive end to the war becomes a distant concept. Unfortunately, nobody can back down, because it is the very livelihood of the entire American South at stake. 1/8 of the whole population is colored slaves, not distributed generally over the Union, but localized in the southern part of it. All know that this interest was somehow the cause of the war, but neither faction anticipates that the cause of the conflict might cease with or even before the conflict itself should cease. As the war drags on, massive destruction takes a significant toll on both sides. The brutal 5-year campaign claims the lives of 620,000 men, or 2% of the American population. Comparatively, World War II will later kill only 1/3% of the American population. By March of 1865, the time of Lincoln's speech, a Union victory is almost guaranteed, yet the atmosphere is not one of celebration, but of mourning. And it is during this period in American history, when one Union, no longer united, has authored its own destruction and loss. This division results in the ultimate unification of the South and North, two regions that have suffered equally devastating consequences of a long and bloody war, begin to realize the structure and community that unity will bring. That America is not some sloppy mixture of ideologies and perspectives, but a family that has suffered a self-inflicted tragedy, and that it need not fall, but prosper. Lincoln's second inaugural speech sets the stage for the era of reconstruction and reconciliation that is to follow, an era that encourages the formation of an American identity of oneness. With firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations.
From whence shall we expect the approach of danger? Shall some transatlantic giant step the earth and crush us at a blow? Never. All the armies of Europe and Asia could not by force take a drink from the Ohio River or set a track on the Blue Ridge in the trial of 1,000 years. If destruction